then it's you know, you may get caught in your lie, whomever. You know, I'm specifically dealing with the female right now because then we have a lot of crying and lying going on, and then we have sex, and it seems like, of course, the issue is never resolved, but it seems like there's a ball of energy that stays around. I pretty much know that, you know, once you, because I had a, yeah, I gotta, I can't name nobody, but I'm just saying, I knew somebody, and he used to always deal with females, and, you know, he was kind of weak, and he used to, you know, be arguing with females over real low-budget things, like she'd be caught at the strip club, she wouldn't come home, and then next thing you know, she done gave him some head, now you fucking, now they acting like everything okay, and as a while, that builds up a lot of, it's nasty energy to me, you know, and I be looking at it like, damn, you know, you surround yourself all the time with that energy, maybe it breaks them down to a degree.
Yeah, but I don't think that's karma, because the karma is like energy that is reciprocal, meaning that if you put out certain energy, that same energy comes back. So the situation you're saying, that's not sexual karma, that's sexual tension. And then also a sexual frustration, too. You understand? It's a variation of sexual tension, sexual frustration, because a lot of times people will try to work out their issues by just having sex, and they think that the sex is going to heal the situation. And a lot of times the sex doesn't heal the situation, that just kind of deflects from the situation, and that negative energy is still there. So let's say you got into an argument about a major issue, then y'all decide to have sex. All right, the sex is cool and it feels good at that moment, but the problem that you argued about is still there. So it's not really resolved. You understand? So that's the thing. You still have unresolved issues, and you're trying to use sex as a deflection, as a deterrent away from the issue, which a lot of people try to do. So it's always wise to not try to fuck your way out of the situation. Work your situations out through communication.
All right. Okay. There was a word that I wanted to actually bring up that was related to the sexual karma, and it was hoe luck. And it was referring to a couple of females that I know, and they always in a situation where things are not good, so they got to have sex with somebody that they barely know. They always ending up on their back. So, you know, hoe luck and karma, you know, I was kind of, is that something that you ran across a lot? You know, a female that's always, damn, this didn't happen, and, you know, they don't tell you what time it is, what they got to do. They just, damn, something done happened, and disappear for like a week, and next thing you know, they pregnant by somebody, and, you know, but you know what time it is. Probably I've seen it enough, you know.
Yeah, but I thought that should be called slut luck.
Okay.
Yeah, that should be called slut luck, because when you say hoe luck, because when I look at a hoe, I'm talking about a woman who's a hustler, and, you know, just because a woman is hustling and saying, hey, I'm going to get some money, or somebody has sex with me, I'm going to get some money, that's more of a hustler mentality, and I don't knock that all the time. Sometimes when they got to do what they got to do, that's better than a female out here just sleeping with any and everybody just for the hell of it, not getting nothing out of it. That's the definition of what a bitch is. That's what a female dog in heat does. That's the definition. A female dog in heat leaves the house when it's in heat, goes out and has sex with all the other dogs in the neighborhood, comes back with puppies, and it doesn't know which puppies or which dog gave her the puppy, and it ends up with a bunch of mutts. So that's what a bitch is. The legal, the general definition. And a lot of women, unfortunately, who have low self-esteem, and there's a lot of women with low self-esteem out here, unfortunately, they try to get self-esteem through sexual contact. Again, instead of communicating properly, a lot of people use sexual contact in order to try to build their self-esteem or try to connect with people emotionally through sex. And that never really works. That just feeds deeper into the low self-esteem, because dudes end up dumping them after that fact. So that's more of a slut luck thing. You know, out here what I call fun fucking.
Fun fucking. Okay. All right. You know, as far as one particular girl I was thinking about in general, she used to always you know, tell me that I'm not I don't have a heart. And I used to tell her that, the less logic, a person has, and the less meaningful memories we had together, the less value I place on them, and the less meaningful experiences we have, it's like become null and void, like an inanimate object. And I was saying that's the way I felt about it. At that particular time, it wasn't in the beginning. It was just later on. Things just wasn't working out, and she was wondering why I wasn't paying attention to it. So I was, I just wanted to, this is for, if anybody, when they're listening later on, if you...
It's very important not to be completely heartless. Being heartless is a cool tactic sometimes because it gives women something to aspire to in a relationship. Because if you're too heartful, meaning that you wear your heart on your sleeve and you're always doing stuff, we're going to look at that as a sign of weakness. But if you're doing too little or nothing at all, they're looking at you like, okay, this dude will never give me what I want, and this is just a pointless situation. So there always has to be balance. You don't want to be no simp with flowers and candy and rolling out the red carpet, but you don't want to be Ike Turner 24 hours a day.
Right. Okay.
So you got to be very strategic about your affection. You got to be very strategic about your heart. Every blue moon, have a real good display of affection, and then chill out for a minute. Because women remember all those special times. Women remember when a dude bought her something on Valentine's. Women remember when a dude took her out randomly one day 6 months before. They remember little things. But when you do little things, it has to be random, and those little random affectionate things will go a long way. But just don't do it too much, because again, you don't want to seem heartless, because women will think, why should I even be in a situation if this guy's never going to show me any kind of affection? And because he's heartless, he must not care about me whatsoever, so I shouldn't even be here.
Okay. Well, you brought up an animal. You brought up a dog. That's what made me think about this. I would not use a dog or a cat. There's a different dynamics in the relationship when we're dealing with those two animals. But let's say like a little bird, or some animals, they don't express the same level of emotion back. So it sets up a type of relationship where you cool, but you just a hamster, and I'm gonna feed you, but you can't really get into some petting and chilling, And I was basically saying that to say that when they don't try in the home, I'm saying in the home setting, they don't try to develop intellect and respond on intellect, just like it's a tennis game, I'm back and forth, so we should be, you show me some intellect, you raise it up, and when they're not doing that, it kind of devalues them in a way, like, okay, I ain't really seeing you, because I witnessed, not even just with myself, I had a lot of homeboys who had girls, and, they after a while, they be loving the beginning talk, but after a while, they be like, look, all these damn books and all this shit, because I'm in Miami, so, it's a whole, it's a type of atmosphere down here, but, they kind of, then, after a while, you'd be like, damn, man, she ain't really, and you kind of, I don't know if you feel what I'm saying, but you lose the, is this a female, or is this a robot, or like, what is she doing? I ain't saying all of them, I'm just saying specific ones that's going to hear this, you got to show some intellect to be looked upon as a, human. I guess I ain't going to use Hitler and them as an example, but they had terms, nincompoop. They had terms back then, where you ain't have no brain, you don't have no value, and,
Right, but, all of that depends on what you want out of a situation with a female, because if you have control issues where you just want to control females, you're going to look at them, you're going to kind of objectify them as inanimate objects to a certain degree. So you got to find a female or deal with females somewhat on a humanistic level, but you got to get them on the same page as you. And that's very important. And again, that's why you got to be fair with people you deal with. You got to get women on the same page as you and be fair. Now, as far as like animals, the animals, they think in terms of survival. So all of their relationships, it's a survival thing. Like in the Lion Kingdom, it ain't about how cute you are, or how affectionate I am to you. It's like, look, are you strong enough to hunt? as a male lion looks for the female lion who can go out there and kill zebras and feed cubs, so his bloodline and his gene pool can be ensured. So they look at it strictly from a survival standpoint. And relationships between humans are like that to a certain degree. But we do invoke affection, and because we're logical thinking creatures. But when you deal with people logically, how is this person going to help me survive? When you get with a female, how are we going to survive together? How are we going to make money together? How is she going to maintain my household together with me? How are we going to gel? Because it's very important. People you get with, man, they can make or break you. Everybody, man, that they should be an asset, or they're going to be a liability. An asset is something that brings something to the table. A liability is something that takes away from your table. So when you get with anybody, they're going to do one or two things. They're going to bring something to the table, or they're going to eat all the shit off your table. So you better decide what you want to have. Too many dudes, especially down in the South, in Miami and Atlanta, they got these women around them that just eat from the table and don't bring shit. They don't even make the table. They didn't even bring a fork and a spoon. So you got to be very smart not to get into that tricking mentality, because you think that tricking mentality is going to control the women, and it never works like that. All these women they're assets. They're liabilities. They just take away, and then after a while, you're going to start feeling empty. And when you feel empty, they're going to bounce because they have nothing more to eat from you. So that's why I said it's very important to bring women around you who can bring something to the table, even their activity, their labor. That's an asset to a certain degree. So you gotta look at it from that standpoint.
I feel you. Okay, gotta bring something to the table. That's real. Okay. The show, Walking Dead. Familiar with that, right? Okay. It's just a theory I have, just a theory. Walking Dead and the whole little zombie craze and whatnot.